If you've ever been like me and scrolled through the superhero movies on Netflix when you're bored, you most likely have seen an animated Marvel movie that seems kind of odd. Of course, I'm talking about Iron Man and Captain America Heroes United. I finally took the time to sit down and see what this Marvel animated film was all about. The story is pretty simple. Red Skull and Taskmaster need to steal Iron Man's suit to kill Captain America. It may be simple, but for a majority of the movie it's handled pretty well. I guess this means I should get into the things I like about this short animated flick. I've already mentioned my love for the story, but I'm also a big fan of it because it includes my favorite Marvel villain ever, which is Taskmaster, who was handled pretty well for a kids film. I mean, they could have done way worse, such as Ultimate Spider-Man, for example. I love that Clancy Brown was also the voice for Taskmaster. It's almost like the perfect casting for this character. All the voice acting except for Iron Man, I guess, was superb in this movie. The action, I'd say, is pretty well directed except for a few duds. I'll get into that later. I also am a big fan of all the character designs. Captain America and Red Skull look just like their MCU counterparts in a good way, and they look very fluid. Iron Man looks very comic book accurate, as well as Taskmaster and the Hydra agents. I also like how dark it gets as a kids film, with concepts of death and torture. I also like how much they did with the extremely low budget this movie, because to be honest, it does look like it had a very small budget. There were also some really cool concepts like a Hydra controlled Captain America and Taskmaster controlling Iron Man armor. But with everything good, there must also be something wrong. Personally, I am not a big fan of Iron Man's voice actor because he sounds too young, and it simply just feels weird. The lip syncing is also pretty bad in this movie. It also looks off-putting at best, and downright terrible at worst. Even though I like most fight scenes, some do look pretty cheap and bad, like the one between Cap and Tony training at the beginning of this film. It's just awful, and I'm showing you screenshots of that now. If I edited this correctly, I may not have, bear with me. I also am not a big fan of the childish humor in the movie. Then again, I watch hentai, so don't judge me. Also, it may be me, but this film just feels super long when it isn't, which is 100% a bad thing in my opinion. Hulk also was cool, but kind of showed up out of nowhere for no reason, just like child support. That's all I have to say about this movie. It's definitely something that had some hints of a truly great film, but was simply just hung down by the lack of money and other resources. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was very short, but I also had a lot of fun doing it. Comment down below other ideas. And thank you guys so much for me reaching 450 subscribers. We're almost at 500. So if you guys could please get me there, that'd be great. And as always, I'll see you guys in